is now live. Multi-streaming with
which is okay, we are live. It's true. We are live. Not to be confused with dead. Okay, against my better judgment, I am going to do something really stupid. Yep. A little bouncy. Wow, they just bouncing around. All right. Everybody's at attention for their briefing this morning. They're being taught how to stand on chairs. It's very important that they do that. Yep. Yep, everybody's standing at attention. We have professional NPCs. Very professional. Alright, here we go. Stupidity is us. We're gonna highlight Chris Roberts, whatever. Hangar 3. We are in Hangar 3. Not to be confused with Pad 3. We are in Hangar 3. Hangar. Hangar. Up. I don't know what that is. Skull, maybe? I don't know. Could be a skull. Might be a skull. Alright. Startup.
Acknowledged.
Contacts.
Broadcasting now.
Broadcasting. Close bubble glass.
Closing Moby-Glass.
I am clear to launch. I have clearance. Clearance are us. Raise landing gear.
Landing gear retracted.
We are retracted. Redacted. Just read all over the place. Okay. We have collision alerts. Oh my God, we have alerts.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Star map.
Activating now.
I am activating. Come on. Close, Star map.
Affirmative.
All right, we got that done. Just kind of have to fuss with that star map so many times. It just doesn't work very well. Just doesn't do it. Range. Range.
Collecting data.
Close comms.
Comlink closed.
It's closed. Jump.
Jumping.
We are jumping. Bunny rabbits are us. We're gonna go risk some credits. Why, you ask? Because I can. Yeah, we're not dead yet. Not yet. Just sit back and enjoy the ride. This ship is fairly quick in QT. Fairly quick. Arg. Go, go, Gophers. Goodness. No, I'm just saying that quantum travel may be a bit boring. Just a bit. Magada. 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 Range.
Collecting data.
We are data collecting. Jump.
Jumping.
Range.
Collecting data.
Meow. Meow. I hear you, little girl. I hear you. Jump. Just try and tell me.
Jumping.
Huh? Just gotta have attention, do you? Yep. Attack of the kitty. She just likes being in the movies. She's like Chris Roberts. Yeah, she just like Chris Roberts likes being in the movies. Range. Meow.
Collecting data.
Yes, I know. I'm busy. You just don't understand. It's more important to pet the kitty than it is for you to play. Cruise control.
Affirmative.
Gotta pet the kitty. Yeah, she's a good girl. Okay. Cruise control.
Affirmative.
Yeah, we're just a little slow. Change view.
Roger that.
Do you like my widescreen? I think it works out really well in VR. I've got my 110 field of view in my HUD or my HMD. Change view.
Roger that.
It works out really well. Wow. I'm busy, baby girl. Yes, I am. What you yelling at me for? Can't you see I got a headset on and I can't see you? Don't care, do you? I hear you. Row. Row. She goes, don't be playing no damn silly game, but pet me. Yeah, say pet me. Yeah, don't be playing no silly game. Says I require attention. Says I don't care about your 30Ks. Don't care. Hey, you notice I don't get in no big hurry. Every time I get in a hurry in this thing, I wind up running it into the ground because it takes so long to slow it down. Range.
Collecting data.
Tired of hearing that drive going on. Should be coming up on yep, see the beacon. I see the beacon. Like I say, LODs in this game are so short that you have to pay attention. One of the landing pads just popped up. Thank God. But the buildings haven't popped up yet. You have to get about, for the buildings, you know, about 400 meters for they'll pop up. Like I say, they got the LOD so short. Landing mode. See,
The
buildings
landing
are
gear is
just now
down
starting to pop up.
and
That's just
locked.
sad. Just sad. What are you gonna do? This ship will fit on this pad. Doesn't really look like it will sometimes, but it will. It'd be nice if we could look over these panels sometimes. Should be on the pad. If you could adjust seat height would be nice. And I can do that in 3D geometry, I just can't do it in the other modes. And this game just doesn't run good enough to run it in 3D geometry all the time. Shitty performance. Engines off.
Engines are powered down.
Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Oh, looks like we're sitting crooked. Change view.
Roger
Means
that.
I'm not in the seat any longer. That ain't gonna work, is it? Change view. Change
Roger
view.
that. Roger that.
I'll just have to be careful when I do that one. Make sure it's on the ground. It doesn't really look like it. Doesn't look right. It look a little crooked. But it should be on the pad and there should be nothing underneath of it. Sure, we are on the ground. I didn't put down the landing gear. Whoa, shit. Fucking wind just blew this ship. Oh, come on now. That's just a bunch of bullshit. Did you see that? The engines are off, and this, you know how much this ship must have to weigh? I mean, come on. You know what? CIG is just the stupidest fucking people. Now, something is seriously wrong when they make a game that the wind blows fucking battleship-size ships around on the ground. I mean, come on. Just unbelievable. Fucking bad programming. I mean, come on. Just... do they even have a clue what they're doing? I mean, seriously, how can they be so stupid? I mean, and they wonder why people give them a bad reputation. And they really are that stupid. They can't figure it out. Engines on. I mean, come on.
Engines online.
The fucking kind of morons actually think that's cool. You know? I mean, come on. Are they just that stupid? Is that really the case that they're that stupid? I mean, Now this wind blowing these ships around this size like that is quite common nowadays. I mean, it's not like this is an aberration. This is the way it works here in this game. The developers are so bad at doing their damn jobs. Engines off.
Engines are powered down.
Just really sad. Exit seat.
Affirmative.
I mean, come on. How is that even possible? I mean, it's not like it's an aerodynamic ship. You know what? I mean, it's a big block. And yet the wind can pick up the size of this ship, pick it up, and blow it around. Now, this is on a planet with no atmosphere, by the way. You know, so having winds on this planet doesn't even make sense. Much less that they're that strong that they can blow this ship around. I mean, come on. And see, it has blowed it again. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is why CIG has such a problem with sites, with people bad-mouthing them, because they're just that bad at what they do. I mean, come on. Ship the size of the Caterpillar gets blown around on the ground. I mean, it's not in the air. It's on the ground. Lord knows what it's supposed to weigh. And a 50-mile-an-hour wind blows the ship off the ground. Why? Because the developers are not very good at what they do. That's all it boils down to. I mean, now, supposedly, if you don't fill up your destination, you back it off a little bit, you will not 30K as often. Now, I don't know if there's any truth to that. Just don't know. But we'll try it and see. Like I say, that's what people are claiming, that just don't quite fill up your ship. Now it's probably crashed now, blown completely off the pad, and I won't be able to get back in it because it's Star Citizen. Now you notice that I can walk in this stuff and it doesn't blow me across the map. However, a ship the size, the weight of the Caterpillar gets blowed everywhere, because this is a sim and God knows it's realistic. And if you don't believe me, just ask all the White Knights. They will explain to you how this is very realistic. Yes, they will. They can't wait to tell you what a genius Chris Roberts is. I have no doubt they're right, because he has ships that weigh nothing. Like I say, they are the worst set of developers known to mankind. Once you work for CIG, you will
Hi,
never get
laughing
it done.
face.
Isn't it ridiculous? Did you see this ship get blown around on the pad? Did you see that part of the stream? It's hilarious. I mean, come on. Now, I can go out and walk around and not get blown around, but this ship, Lord knows what it weighs, gets blown completely off the pad. I mean, come on. Engines on.
Engines online.
I mean,
Nope, but damn, I wish I was here.
yeah, you'll have to go back and look at it. Yeah, I parked it over on the other side of the pad, and I start to get out of it, lowered the I don't know, the lift, and all of a sudden the wind blew and the ship took off, blew all the way off the pad. I had to get back in it and fix it. I mean, I'd like to not be able to get back in it. Just ridiculous. The wind blew so hard, and it wasn't, it didn't blow me. Now, I only weigh what? A few pounds? But this ship, God knows what it weighs, got blowed all the way across the landing pad. It's just unbelievable how bad the physics are in this game. But they talk about how much of a sim it is. Sim my ass. It's all fantasy. These guys don't have a clue. Take off.
Ascending. Retracting
Like
modules.
I say, it blew this
Handing you
big
the comm.
ship all the way over and off the pad. I'm surprised it didn't destroy it. Cruise control. It was hilarious.
Affirmative.
And of course, I proceeded to tell the developers how bad of developers they are. That's their ideal of things. Oh well. Cruise control. Oh, don't turn it back off. Star map. just amazes
Activating
me
now.
the stuff they come up with in this game. How broke things are. I mean, that is just so.
I think they
fun.
are going to fix the wind problem next patch.
You know what? I would think that would be a priority fix, and they should patch it already, but they don't because they're probably having fun with it. They probably did it. It's probably an added feature. Close star map.
Affirmative.
I mean, it's just kind of ridiculous. I mean,
True.
This is not a small ship. And yet the wind, and now we're on a planet here with no atmosphere, basically. How do winds even get that strong without a serious atmosphere? I mean, this is not a gas giant that has a big gas atmosphere or something with mile an hour winds, This is a planet that has no atmosphere to speak of, yet it produces enough wind to blow this ship around. Yeah, this is a simulation, all right. Yeah, very realistic. Range.
Collecting data.
Just goes to show you that these guys really don't have a clue. Jump.
Jumping.
I mean, I was shocked. It started blowing away. I mean, I've had it do it to my small Avenger Renegade and stuff. I thought that's ridiculous. The wind's not blowing that hard. It's not blowing me. Why is it blowing my ship? I've been out on my prospector hand mining and the wind has blowed and blowed the ship back up in the air where I couldn't get back into it. I mean, and we're talking, I'm standing on the ground and it's not blowing me away, but it's blowing away my ship. And they talk about, oh, it's very realistic. We have the physics in game and this. You know what? They're just a bunch of liars. Because how can they have physics in the game for everything?
So what are you trading?
Just fluorine. Very cheap stuff. The whole load didn't cost me $130K. I'm just not going to risk expensive stuff. If I'm going to trade anything, it's going to be cheap. No, I'm not going to make killer money. I might make, 25, 30K on this load of fluorine is all I'll make, but that's fine. I'm not risking but 130K. I mean, I know some people are brave and they'll go buy a full load of laranite or whatever it may be. And you know what? In the time the game crashes, you done lost 500,000 credits. Or the game 30Ks. Yeah, it's just not worth it to me. Credits really aren't a big thing right now. So I just don't see the shape of the servers, the shape of Star Citizen. I just don't really see making big risk. I mean, I can go mining and make 75 to 100K if I want to on a load with no risk. To make 100K, I'm going to risk a 500,000 credits? I don't think so. I mean, it's really stupid, really, for me to be risking 130K when I don't have to. Yeah, cargo right now is very, any type of cargo runs right now, they're very risky.
Yeah, that's true. I'm doing a bit of trading myself.
Yeah, it's very risky. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, the odds are whatever you got invested, you're going to lose. You have a better chance of losing your credits than you do of making a few credits. It's not like it's 1-to-1. Like if you spend 500,000 credits, you get 500,000 back. It's don't. You spend 500,000 credits, you might get 100,000 back. That's a pretty big risk to cost ratio. Like I say, right now, mining makes more sense. You have no risk involved. Every time you cargo trade, you're taking a risk of losing all your credits or whatever you got invested. Just like this, I'm not going to lose all my credits, but I'm going to, if it DCs or 30Ks, I'm going to lose 130,000 credits. Marker down here. I think it's my marker. Yep. Ooh, it's cutting it close, isn't it? Range.
Collecting
Cruise
data.
control.
Affirmative.
Yep.
Jumping.
It's better not crash me into the planet. I'm going to be a bit upset.
The only thing you risk while mining is time. If you blow up or the server crashes, you lose a bit of time, but still it's way less risk and trading.
Right. That's just it. You're not going to lose, your time is, but it is Star Citizen and, so. And I've had that happen. I've gone out and got full loads and had to go back some bitch game DC on the way back to port. I've had it happen, but it didn't cost me anything, just my time. And I will admit that mining can be boring. It can get boring, Sometimes it takes you a long time to find good rocks. So, it can get boring running around just looking for rocks to mine. Especially if you want to make a good load. If you want to make 75, 100K, you got to be pretty selective of what you pick up. And sometimes, depending on how the luck is, it can take you a while to find some good rocks to mine. And if you're out there for an hour, hour and a half, it does get kind of boring after a while. But occasionally you go out and you spend 30 minutes and you make 75K too. So I've had to go both ways, you never know. It's all the luck of the draw. Whenever you have RNG odds, random number generator for what, for spawn things, you can never tell when. Permission to land.
Approach protocols engaged.
Close mobile glass.
Closing mobile glass.
Wonder why I have a stereo there. Landing mode.
The landing gear is down and locked.
Is it really down? Doesn't really look like it. I guess it is. Wish I could adjust the seat height. I can adjust the seat height when I'm in geometry mode. I just can't do it in Z normal and Z adaptive. I wish I was a little bit farther up above these panels. SIG has so much of your view cut off by your seat height, and there's nothing you can do in game to change that. And this performance in 3.9 is so bad I can't run it in geometry mode and get very good frame rates. And that's SIG's problem. They keep making performance worse instead of better. Whoops, get your nose up there, buddy. Change view.
Roger that.
Change view.
Roger that.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Power down.
Powering now.
Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Yeah, in geometry mode in VR, I can actually change my seat height. When I'm sitting.
How are the frames today?
Oh, they're good. I don't notice any problems here. It seems to be running pretty good. I'm not, the game's probably running 40, 30 to 40, 35 to 40, somewhere along in there. Of course, when you're in VR, the key is what your headset is running. My headset's running at full spec. It's running 80 to 85. Or it would not be playable. Or it would be really, jerky. But you can see that the frame rates are good enough. I'm getting a consistent frame rates anyway. Oh, they're not stellar by any means, but this is Star Citizen and it doesn't do stellar very often. Occasionally you can get really good frame rates out of it. But if there ever was a game that was very poorly optimized, this is it. And you have to figure running it in VR is it's gonna give you a 20 frames per second hit on average, I'd say. You really, if you're not running in VR, you got to figure you need to run at least 50 in the game on your flat top monitor. If you can't run 50, you're probably not going to have a very good experience in VR. See, I made just about 30,000. Risked a little under 130,000. So I made, I made right at 30,000. I had 870 when I started, so 36,000 looks like what I made off 130,000 risk. So I made 30% back, which isn't too bad. Zero, zero. And I don't mind risking 100K, but every time I risk a $500,000 or near it, seems like it's 30Ks. Almost like it's set to. So I just quit doing it. I'd rather make a little bit and have a good run than take a risk of trying to make a lot, wind up with a big loss. I'm just not greedy. That's the problem. Okay, I don't leave things here at Olisar because every time I leave something here at Olisar and I spawn it, somebody wants to pad ram it, try to steal it. Just really, just gets old after a while dealing with everybody. So I just stage out of the rest area, and that way I don't have to mess with all the people here. Makes it easier in the long run. I have finally figured out how to get to the cockpit from the bottom of the ship. I don't know where anything else is inside, but I can get to the pilot station. Startup.
Acknowledged.
One of these days I really got to go through it and figure out where everything's at. Somebody over there, can't hardly see him through the strut there, but looks like a Connie. Take off.
Ascending. Retracting modules. Handing you the con.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Start up.
Activating now.
Close star map.
Affirmative.
Range.
Collecting data.
And you can orientate you can move your ship around to block the sun now, by the way, and it doesn't reset it. See this? I just moved my ship to block the sun so I don't have to look at the glare, and it doesn't reorientate now, so it automatically shows it. Jump.
Jumping.
So, as long as you remember to block the glare, you don't have to look at it for hours. Especially when you're in VR, that glare is just headache inducing from the sun. But they do allow us now to block it with our ships, and they won't reorient the ship, so we have to look at it anyway. That's a new feature. Probably won't work next patch, but it does work for now. Let me tell you, when you're in VR and you're flying into that sun, does it give you a headache? It's bad enough looking at it on your flat top monitor. Range.
Collecting data.
Alright, what a mess you get into every time you try to spool up to this place. Jump.
Jumping.
Cruise control.
Affirmative.
So not a little bad session. We didn't take us that long, what, 20, 30 minutes to make 30K? Might have taken us a little longer than that. Change view.
Roger that.
Bright light, bright light. Did they change the paint job on this? Wasn't there more red on it before? Weren't the whole sides red before? Huh, now it looks like we got neon stripes, and that's it. Not that I care. In fact, it probably looks better now, but yeah, I think the whole sides were red before. I could be wrong, but I thought it had a lot more red on it. Huh. So what we got? Yeah, I'm not complaining. Actually looks better the way it is. Change view.
Roger that.
The one with the red side, it's the standard version.
Yeah, I thought this one was actually exactly the same except for the skulls, but obviously I was mistaken. Yeah, it's got a few skulls on it. I thought that was the only difference, but obviously looking at it now, I could have sworn the sides were red though. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not like I
But yeah, this one does looks better.
Yeah. And this one's not that hard to get. It's not hard to complete Pirate Swarm and Arena Commander. Just takes a couple decent pilots. Or one really good pilot. Actually, when I actually opened this up, I forget what the guy was using, but he was really, really good. I mean, I think he died once in the whole Pirate Swarm. I think I died 3 times. Well, one time I had to kill myself because my guns quit working. So I had to suicide.
So do you get the ship or only the skin?
You get the ship, but you have to buy it. It's not. They don't give you nothing. If you defeat Pirate Swarm in Arena Commander multiplayer, you get the right to buy this ship and the Gladius, the Pirate Gladius. But they don't give it to you. You still have to purchase it. And you can purchase them separate, or you can buy them as a package. If you buy them as a package, it's $365. And if you buy them separate, the Gladius is $110, and the Caterpillar is $295. So if you buy the package, you do save what, $40? It's cheaper. Cruise control. But yeah, all you do is open them up for purchase. They don't give you nothing. They act like they give you this ship, but they don't give it to you. You still have to buy it. They just allow you to buy it at any time. So, yeah, the way they word it's like, oh yeah, you get a Pirate Gladius for beating it. No, you don't. You get the right to purchase the Gladius in this ship. They don't give you a thing. So if you already own a Caterpillar, it's really not worth doing except to say you did it. Unless you really want this skin. You can't buy the skin, you have to buy the ship. Of course, I guess you can melt your Caterpillar and just buy this one. And there's totally no reason to have 2 of them. Permission land.
Approach protocols engaged.
Close mobile glass.
Please proceed to assign landing bay.
Closing mobiGlass.
Oh, look at this, right in front of me. Normally I have to go all the way across the station. You know, and it's so dark out here in space, they have all these things sticking off this without lights on them. Now, you would think every protuberance they have on these stations, they'd have lights on them so they could see them. But they got you flying around these stations, and they got all these rods and stuff sticking out that you can run into, and they're not lit up. I thought, you know, that's just bullshit dev work. But yeah, if you're going to stick a pipe out in the middle of nowhere, you should put a light on it. So, you know, that's what they do on airports, you know. But I guess in the future, things are stupider. Landing mode people are stupider. I don't know.
The landing gear is down. And
I forget what
locked.
station I was flying around in my Gladius yesterday. Ran right into one of those poles. It was so dark outside, you know. And it was one of the R&Rs, and all of a sudden, at the last second, I saw this big black pole. No light on it, no nothing. Of course, I ran into it. I wasn't moving very fast, so it didn't hurt nothing, but it sure as hell could have. And I'm thinking, so why don't they put beacon lights on these things? Now, I'm not going anywhere else, but normally when you come in here and you refuel or pick up stuff or you have to back out, which isn't really a problem. But you do have to do it. Hangars like this, horizontal or vertical, I guess it is. Verticals are a lot easier than the horizontal hangars. I think I may be in far enough. Change view.
Roger that.
Going a little farther. Change view.
Roger that.
Mobile glass.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Open Mobiglas.
See if we can refuel it because I will forget to. Yes, we can. It takes a while to fill this thing up. It would be nice if they'd actually fix the gas gauges on these quantum travel tanks. On the HUD. Most of them don't work for whatever reason. As long as you hear that hissing, it's still filling up. It can take a while to fill this ship up. Good. Come on. Takes longer to fill it up than it does to unload it. It's full. Now put hydrogen fuel in it. Power down.
Powering down.
Exit seat.
Affirmative.
Yeah, I think there's a captain's quarters in this ship somewhere. You can actually log out in it. I think there's beds and stuff somewhere. I don't know. I had a rough enough time trying to find out where the damn command module was. Yeah, I could have swore this was all red, but obviously it's not. Maybe it's because I just got used to looking at the pictures of the normal one. Maybe. Alright, what was drone repair? We want to go in there. We want to go in the landing bay. And we'll store it. Call it quits for this session. Try to keep the streams fairly short because it takes YouTube forever to process.
The command module has a lower level.
Oh, it does? I didn't know that. I did not know that. Like I say, it took me long enough time to figure out how to get to the damn command module, much less worry about got it up there, downstairs. Oh, that's funny. Like I said, one of these days I got to go through it, figure out where everything. Like I say, I think it's got a captain's quarters in it somewhere. I know it's got a crew quarters. Pretty sure you can log out in the ship. Yeah, one of these days I'll have to take it out.
Go to the back of it. There is a ladder there.
Is there?
Hey.
Oh, there's a ladder to it too? I didn't know that. A lot of things I don't know about it. Well, you know, they make those ships such a maze to get around in. Boy, these elevators are really being slow, aren't they? You know, they make them all a bunch of mazes. I guess that's okay, but...
How much is this game?
You can actually, what I think, $45 to get a starter package. I think. Yeah, I think it's $45 for a starter package. However, be prepared, it's not a finished game. It is really quite buggy. There is fun to be had, and it is quite pretty, but it will drive you nuts.
I get lost in ships easy too.
Yeah. But yeah, to actually play it, you just need a starter package and a basic ship, what they call a starter ship. And that's the best way to go. I mean, people spend thousands and thousands on this game, but yeah. You can buy ships in game now if you're willing to earn the money. Without spending hard-earned cash. But it's really pretty buggy. Like I say, there's fun to be had. Make no mistake about it. You can have fun here. And it really is pretty, as you can see. It's the artists are really good. It's just that they have so many bugs and some bad I don't know, design choices, I guess you'd call them. So, yeah, as far as it actually be a finished game, it's probably 5-10 years away from being finished. But in the meantime, you can enjoy yourself between cuss words. There's only, one solar system now? Yeah, just one solar system right now. There's supposed to be hundreds. But right now we only
Are the ship prices reasonable?
Starter ships are. But once you get into multi-cruise ships, the prices get pretty ridiculous. As far as I'm concerned. You can buy, like a little Avenger Titan, probably the most versatile starter ship in the game. You can buy, they're $50. To buy them in game, I think there's something like 1.5 million credits, which isn't that.
Pyro is coming.
Yeah, well, don't hold your breath. Maybe this time next year. So yeah, starter ships, and you know, some of the starter ships are $20-$30. But if you want the most versatile, that'd probably be the Avenger Titan. Although the 300 series now is pretty versatile versus what they used to be. So there are very reasonable price stuff that don't cost you no more than a regular game you would purchase. However, if you get into multi-cruise ships, you're looking $300, $400, $500, $600,000, which is like, I just think it's ridiculous.
Takes a deep breath.
Yeah, I just think that's ridiculous. I won't buy a ship like that. I mean, some people do, or a lot of people do, I guess, but I wouldn't. I'm not paying. I'm just not paying that much for a damn JPEG ship. I'm just not doing it. But there are people that will spend.
$100 gets you a fair ship.
Yes, like I say, starter ships, lower cost. You know, freelancers are good little ships. Cutlasses, $100. They're for $100.
Is the games easy to hack then?
No, not easy to hack. Yeah, you're not gonna have any luck. Yeah, hacking ships out of the game. No, that doesn't. That yeah. However, you can buy ships on the gray market. But yeah, see, the whole key is you need a starter package to be able to play it all. People just can't hack. You know what I mean? They can't do it. And so your starter package is always verified every time you log into the game, and the ships that are registered to the
I
starter
have 5
package.
ships.
Yeah.
Total cast 750.00.
Yeah. But you only need one ship. But you probably want one versatile ship. Something that'll do a little bit of everything. You know, you want it to be able to dogfight a little bit. You want it to be able to cargo trade a little bit. Exploration is not in the game yet. You probably want to be able to do that. But yeah, you can actually you can get involved cheaply. It's just that people have a tendency that once they get involved.
What's the gray market?
Well, SIG has made artificial scarcity on some of the ships, but most of them are pretty expensive. So people buy them up and then sell them on places, you know, like eBay. Or there's websites that cater to just selling ships from Star Citizen. Now, there are legitimate ships that have been bought from Cloud Imperial Games. I mean, they're legitimate ships. It's just that instead of paying Chris Roberts' company for them, you're paying some third party at an inflated price for them. Because what they do is they'll buy them when they go on sale, and then they'll increase the price so you can buy them all the time. So it really is more expensive to buy ships off the gray market. In fact, it's quite a bit more expensive. However, you can buy any ships you want at any time is the difference. Where Chris Roberts has sales that, well, not a sale, but he'll just put them on sale. So you can only buy them certain
What would you
ships.
recommend as a starter?
I
would say the Cutlass Black.
Yeah, or if you want to save a little money, a 300 series, 300s, 325.
I think on the 22 when the Invictus event started they made something like $800,000.
Yeah, or a Titan. If you want something to play, Cutlass Black's an awful good ship. You know, will do a lot of things. It'll do a lot of, you know, it depends on what you want to spend. If you want to spend as little as possible, I would say an Avenger Titan. If you're willing to spend $130 with the package, I would say, like you said, a Cutlass Black. You'll be happier with a Cutlass, I think, than you would with a Freelancer, just because you got better visibility. I don't know. I think the ships are both just as capable. It's just that the Freelancer doesn't really have very good visibility looking out its windows, where the Cutlass does. Plus, I think the Cutlass, if you ever want to buy a ground vehicle, I think it holds more as far as...
Also, if you want to spend the lowest possible, get the Aurora. It's quite versatile.
Yeah, and the little Auroras. They're, I think I think the package for an Aurora is what, $45 now? Starter package with an Aurora. And you can do a lot with the little ship. I mean, you can do delivery runs, which is very, very lucrative. No risk involved. You know. So yeah, probably. It depends. If you want to spend as little as possible, get you a Avenger Titan starter package or an Aurora Titan or Aurora starter package. The Aurora will be the cheapest.
And nice paints too.
Yes. And if you want something a little more versatile that can do more, look at a Cutlass Black package. I think you'd be much happier with a Cutlass Black than a Freelancer. Not that there's anything wrong with the Freelancer. It's just that the Cutlass Black has real good visibility when you're in the cockpit, where the Freelancer has a Winnebago window. I don't know what else to call it, but. And and like I say, you have to be aware when you get involved with Star Citizen, it's buggy. It has bugs. It crashes.
The Cutlass is $115.
Yeah, with the package, right? Yeah. Just say, you just have to be aware that you will be frustrated at times because things are broke. You'll be doing along, making lots of money, and next thing you know, it'll 30K on you, and all your cargo you just bought will be gone, along with the credits you spent to buy it. Just say the game can be very frustrating because it's not finished and it's buggy. But at the same token, it can be fun if you have patience. I mean, the FPS stuff I find enjoyable. I find most what they have in the game so far, it can be fun, especially when you're doing it with other people. I team up quite often for FPS stuff, flight stuff. We team up, so it can be quite fun. You just have to remember that, yeah, things are going to break. Unfortunately. And it's going to be that way for a while. It's not like they're going to,
How is the map on Star Citizen? Can you leave buildings and can you go on streets? Or is it just the sky?
No, you can do FPS like here. I'm in one of the rest stations. One of the space stations, I'm in it. Most of the cities, you can walk around the main cities. You can't go all over. It's supposedly open world, but it's not. There's restricted where you can't go. There is first-person combat. People can shoot you wherever you're at. Some places are armistice zones where you're not allowed to use your guns, but other places aren't. On the planets themselves, outside the cities, you can go anywhere. You can walk around the moon, all over the moon. There's no place on the moon you can't go. In large cities, there are places you can't go. And as things develop, there's more places you will be able to go that you can't go to now. But yeah, you see, I'm just walking around here. I'm not doing anything, but I can walk around this whole station. And I can eat. I can buy food and stuff and have a hot dog if I want to. Not everything works perfectly. Like I say, there's fun to be had. There's also some frustration involved. Yeah, but I would recommend just buy, I would buy it as cheap as I could and then see what you like, That way, if you don't like it, you only have, $45 involved. Some people tell you, oh, buy this, buy that. They want you to spend your money, and I don't see why, because you can always spend your money. If you find out it's something you enjoy, regardless of the bugs, that's when you can start thinking about, well, okay, I'd kind of like to have this, or I'd kind of like to have that. And then you can decide whether you want to buy it in game, by earning the credits, by trading, or delivery runs, or you can spend real cash to buy the ship you want, if that's what you want to do. But yeah, I would start out small and just, like I say, running this game is not for everybody. A lot of people get rage quit because...
What is the living situation within the game?
Right now, there is none. You do have to eat and drink. that's it. See, there's a guy doing a delivery mission. See him running around with that box? He's doing a delivery mission. But there's no place to live. When you spawn in now, you spawn into one of the ports, a main port, or like this R&R station, but you don't actually live there or have a domicile. That's all supposed to be in the future, that you'll actually have to rent a place to live. Have to rent a place to put your hangars, where you store your ships. But as far as living in the world right now, yeah, no, not so much. I mean, you don't spawn, you can spawn into your ship if you log out there. If you have a ship with a bed, you can log out in your ship and you'll spawn back into your ship. But if you spawn out at an R&R station like here, you'll just, when you log back in, you'll come in here. If you log out in one of the big cities, at one of their big cities, you'll spawn back in the game there. You normally spawn into the game wherever you log out, but you are limited to where you can log out. You just can't be in the middle of space. If your ship doesn't have a logout bed, you can't just log out. You're going to go to your last ports where you're going to log back in now. It's not like a normal MMO where no matter where you log out at, you're going to log back in at. It's not the way it is here. Damn hiccups. Like I say, there's fun to be had. The artwork is really done really well. I think it's foggier than I like it, but you know, that's personal taste. But
How many people are in a server?
50. Not many. I mean, there's supposed to be everybody in the future. Everybody's supposed to be in the same server. But as of right now, it's only 50 people. And believe me, that's not many. But they claim that when they get server meshing in, they will have everybody who's playing the game in the same server. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but that's what they claim. But yeah, everybody playing the game is supposed to be in the same server, same shard, same way they're doing Dual Universe. Except Dual Universe really does it, and Star Citizen is really just kind of talking about it, claiming they can do it. They haven't done it yet.
How often do you come across someone?
Well, you saw the guy running by delivery. It depends on where you're at. If you're in a major city like New Babbage, Lorville, or Arcorp, you'll see a lot of people. I'm at a very rarely used R&R station because it's just easier for me to base out of here, have my ships here. So I don't see a whole lot of people because where I'm at right now. But if you're on Port Olisar, you're in New Babbage, you're in Lorville, you'll see quite a few people all the time. And that's why I have most of my ships stored here, is because there aren't very many people here. And I don't have to worry about running in, you know, I don't have to deal with people being idiots. So that's why I actually am here. But that will change in the future. This, you know, once they get more people in the servers, this place won't be so empty. Now people are just using this place to stop and refuel. That's all they're using it for, an occasional delivery mission. But as the server counts go up, that'll change. But yeah, you'll see quite a few people and deal with it. And I have communications turned off. You'll actually see there's a lot of people in the game. They're chatting. They're doing all kinds of stuff. you know, so you can actually talk in the game, chat with other people. Comms. Comms. Forgot how to turn them back on. I never turn them back on. Let's see. I think it's 12 key. F12 turns comms on. Yeah, that's comms. But you see, people are talking all the time. I just don't use them. I'm in VR and I'm not going to type on a keyboard. It's just too much hassle. So I just don't really use them. But yeah, there's always chatter up there. Some of it's like any other MMO. Sometimes it's just really annoying. It's such stupid comments, but other times it can be entertaining to read. And you will find that most servers are full as far as the 50 count.
What PC do you have?
I have a Ryzen 12 core 3900X. But that's a new chip. I have been running this for forever on a Ryzen 2700. I just upgraded the chip a couple weeks ago. It's not necessary to have this much chip to run Star Citizen. 2700, 2600, 1600, 1700 Ryzen, they all run this game perfectly. Just because I stream and have other programs on the background is the only reason why I even bought this chip. As far as running the game, it doesn't run the game any better than my 2700, but I didn't expect it to. I didn't buy it for that reason. I bought it to take the load off my streaming and stuff. So any 6/8 core chip will run this game easily. Most Intel i5s are better. Any i5 or better will run this game easily. It's not optimized. It can run shitty as hell. You're never going to get blazing frame rates from this game. It's not going to happen. It's not optimized. Their code is filthy dirty. But you will be able to get 30 to 40, which is completely playable. And if you have killer graphics cards, you can actually get 60 to 70 out of it. Frame rates at times, but you can't. It won't be consistent. Places like R-Corp and Lorville, they couldn't get 70 frames per second if they had to. But you will find places in the game that can. So one thing that's pretty much, you have to have at least 16 mega RAM. RAM is very important in this game. It is a RAM hog. Another thing is an SSD is recommended. Load times with a hard drive, this game will run with a standard disk drive. However, load times are fucking forever. So an SSD is recommended just so it doesn't take so long to load. So yeah, any i5 or better Intel, any Ryzen first, second, third gen Zen processor will run it just fine. Built-in graphics aren't recommended. They usually don't have the oomph to run this at any frame rate. But anything, I'll say 1050 or better graphics cards, fine for this game, will run it. I think you need at least 1050, but performance-wise, I mean, that's what AMD 560s, 570s. So yeah, you don't need a killer graphics card, but you need one that actually has a little bit of oomph to it. Because it's so poorly optimized, it can run really bad.
Okay.
And somebody's talking in proximity comms.
Discord.
Discord.
Okay. So you're streaming right now?
Yes, I am. I just got done doing a cargo run and talking to somebody who's thinking about getting into Star Citizen.
Yeah, well, that's me. I just saw your Discord, so I joined. Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but I'll just wait till it's out. I have no rush.
Yeah, like I say, there's fun to be had here. Make no mistake about it.
It's so expensive because I'm young.
Yeah,
So
like I say,
a lot.
I tell people to buy a cheap starter package. That way you may not even like it. You don't need a fancy ship to do this game.
Yeah.
I mean, people always want the fancy ships. Let's be realistic,
Yeah.
but you don't need it. For
thing is with me-
$45, you can play the game, and you can do just about everything in the game there is to do.
The thing about me is what bothers me is I usually like a sense of progress.
Uh-huh.
And so what happens is if most of the ships are either unreasonably priced or like you have to buy them, then when I go out and do mining trips or whatever, however you earn money, and if I can't upgrade my ship within a couple of days of playing the game, then it's like I just lose interest, you know? So
Yeah. And I
That's
will
the
tell
thing.
you, it will take more than a couple days to
Yeah.
upgrade anything. Yeah. Even, I don't care what ship you have. Probably the most profitable things right now are cargo running and mining, but none of them are going to make money that fast. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So how much if you were to do a cargo run with one of those smaller starter ships, how much would you earn?
With a smaller one, you're actually going to make more money doing delivery missions. Cargo run, say you have a Titan or an Aurora or a 300 series little ship, they're only going to hold 8 to 12 SCU. So even if you're doing Laranite, you're only going to make, 2,000 credits a run?
Okay.
Okay, now a delivery mission, you can make 8,000 credits a run, and you can actually do them just as fast. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So how long would a cargo mission or delivery mission take? Delivery mission?
You're looking 20, 30 minutes, depending on how far away it is from where you start and from where you pick up it and then finish it. So you're looking 20 to 30 minutes, and it can be longer. But one thing about delivery missions, you can set them up so, say there are 3 pickups on one planet, you can pick all 3 of them up at once and then complete them one at a time. So you're saving yourself time by not having to run back and forth.
And for something like that, you get like 26 grand?
Yeah, if you do 3 of them, they're paying $8,000 a piece, you're making 24K. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Delivery missions are the least risk, and I think they have pretty good payouts. And there are other things in the game, like there's FPS missions that you can do. Some of them pay 7 to 10 grand a mission. You can get killed and shot and got to come back to do them. There are also missions like flame jumpers, but depending on the ship, you really, whether you want to do them or not. Freelancers and cutlasses are good to do with them. Starter ships, not so much, because unless you're with other people, because the damn things hit so hard, they'll one-shot a starter ship. But they pay 10 grand. So there's stuff to do to earn money. And you figure most of it, most of the missions are going to take you 30 minutes to an hour to do. However, things like delivery missions, where you can stack them by picking up a bunch and then go deliver them, you're going to cut the time down per mission, because you can do a dozen of them at once. There's no limit to how many you can do. If you want to pick up 10 delivery boxes, you can, and then you can deliver them one at a time. So that cuts cuts the time per mission down a whole lot.
Would there be a time limit for?
No,
thing?
most delivery missions have no time limits. So it's, it doesn't, so you have, I mean, there are the occasional delivery mission that does, most of them don't. So if you pick up 10 boxes, you have all the time to deliver them. Now, if you log out, it's going to end the missions. As long as you stay logged in, the missions will stay active.
And if you log out, is there like a fine you get?
No,
For not
no.
completing, or-
There are no penalties for not completing a regular mission in game. No penalty at all for whatever you do. There's no penalty for not finishing something.
So, what other games do you play? Is it only Star Citizen?
No, I play a little bit of everything. There's probably nothing I don't try. I still play all the Tomb Raiders. I still play. I started playing Control. I play Half-Life Alyx. I play Mass Effect Andromeda. It's a 3-year-old game now, 2-year-old game.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I play that I enjoy playing, and that some people, I don't really care what other people like. It's what I enjoy.
Yeah. I'd say the hardest thing for me is so I have a bunch of friends. Like I'm really lucky because I have so many friends I know that play PC games with me.
Uh-huh.
So what happens is I'll have like sometimes it's like my game, then sometimes I'll hop on with them. So I've got like 12 friends, so we'll all do a big thing.
Right.
And I'm looking forward to it because there's a new game I pre-bought.
Uh-huh.
So it's coming out in like June. And it's a big zombie survival game, and it would be super cool. So when the 13 of us get on, we'll have to make our own server, since their servers don't support groups of 13.
Oh.
So we just have a like totally fun survival game, and I'm really looking forward to it. So.
Well, yeah, let's be realistic. The most fun in any game, I mean, I love single-player games. They're fun.
Yeah.
But the most fun you're going to have is with other people.
Yeah, that's what I can't play single-player games for any longer than an hour.
Yeah, I mean,
It's good.
I enjoy them, and I like Tomb Raiders. I love it's got a little bit of everything. I get to kill things. I get to solve puzzles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the most fun you're ever going to have in a game is when you're playing
Yeah.
with other people. I don't care what the game is.
Yeah, there's a couple single player games I like. One of them's BeamNG, a car crashing game.
Uh-huh.
I have like 1,000 hours on that game.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Yeah, like I say,
Just
you
smash
just
that.
can't beat multiplaer
Yeah.
for enjoyment. I mean, if you don't like it, I don't know how you cannot like it. Some people, I guess, they want to be left alone, but I enjoy it most when I'm playing with somebody else and just
yeah.
screwing around, whatever.
Yeah.
What it's about.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, if I was, I would, if I was going to start in this game, I'd start small, And as like I say, and mining right now is probably the safest money maker. But in game, you can buy a prospector. I think it's about $2 million, 2 million credits in game.
Yeah.
And you can make that fairly easily. It's not that hard to make. And the thing about it is now, you couldn't do this before, but see, you can rent a prospector for a day and more than make up what you spent to rent it. Does that make sense?
So how much would So how much would renting go for?
I think that to rent one a day is something like, 25,000 credits, which is, 4 delivery missions. And you
Yeah.
rent it for 24 hours. And once you get good with a prospector, you can make 75, 100K an hour fairly easy.
Mhm.
I mean, you have to learn how to use it and all that. You know what I mean? There's a learning
Yeah.
curve. But when I take my prospector out, I actually have one. I hardly ever make less than 75K a run.
Mhm.
and it normally takes me less than an hour, and it can take me longer. You know, it is what you find to mine is RNG, so you know how that goes. You can be unlucky and never find a decent thing to mine, but it's fairly easy to make 75K an hour in a prospector, and you can do that by renting one. So it doesn't take all that long to earn the money to be able to buy one.
Okay. Yeah.
There's nothing in the game right now that you can't rent per day, and you save even more money if you save up the money to rent them for a week or rent them for a month. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can do all those things in game. Now, we used to not be able to do that 3 months ago. We couldn't rent anything. But now we can. We can rent ships to do things that we normally wouldn't be able to do without having to buy them.
Okay.
And that includes cargo ships. You can rent cargo ships. However, like I say, every time, the way the state of the game is, you're taking a risk every time you buy up a load of cargo to go sell it, that if the game crashes, you're going to lose your credits. Make no mistake about it. That's not, you know, and they're gone.
Yeah.
So it's risky. Cargo runs are risky. There's profit to be had, but there's also a lot of risk involved.
And then what happens if, like, your ship gets destroyed?
Right now everything's on insurance. You just go down here, like, there's the terminal right here. This is a ship spawn terminal. So this guy gets out of the way, and we'll open this up here. Oops, gotta get close enough for it to work, and you can see this. You can retrieve your ships here. You can also claim them on insurance if they're destroyed. I don't have anything destroyed, so I can't claim anything.
Yeah.
But if one of these ships was destroyed, it would say over here, it would say claim, and it would just be an insurance claim, and then it replaces it for free. Doesn't cost you anything right now. Now, you can expedite, which means it reclaims it faster. Now, that normally has a cost to it. But depending on a small ship, it doesn't hardly cost anything to expedite. Now, if you got something like a Carrack that's a $600 ship, you're going to spend out the yin-yang to get it to expedite it. But if you have an Aurora or something, or a Prospector, it doesn't take much credits to expedite claimant. So instead of it showing back up in 7 minutes, you can have it delivered to you in a minute. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so if you lose something, you lose a ship, and you're going to lose a ship. You're going to get killed. You're going to get shot. You're going to crash it. Whatever it's going to happen. It still happens to me. Trust me. It doesn't cost you anything to get the ship back. You're going to get it back completely like you just got it.
Okay.
No cost involved. And the same thing with armor. We all, you have armor, you buy this. Most stuff is persistent now. Once you buy it, you shouldn't have to buy it again unless there's a bug in the server or something. Everything can be upgraded. All your ship components, you have shields, you have weapons, you have drives, propulsion, all that stuff can be upgraded if you choose to upgrade it. It's not necessary to upgrade it, but it will work better if you do. But it's not necessary. You don't have to. Like I say, it's a game you should always start out small in, and it's not necessary to ever buy anything more than a starter ship. Not necessary. People buy more because, this looks so cool, or that looks so cool, or you know what I mean? They want to cut a corner. They don't want to earn it. You know what I mean? I'll just buy it, and you can do that. If you don't want to earn it, you can buy it, but it's just as easy to earn it if that's, I like earning things in game. I don't, I really don't have many ships. I think I got 5 ships. But I just bought what I just bought what I do, what I want to do, and I don't buy anything else. Or I haven't bought anything else. I have no intention to buy anything else. Now, there's ships I'm going to buy in game. All right, but I'm not going to pay cash for them.
Yeah.
I have no interest, you know. Because say I bought a mining ship because I enjoy going mining. I'm going to do it all the time, and I just as soon have one until instead of waiting until everything's completely persistent, and I can buy one in game and I will have it forever. So, but it wasn't necessary to buy one to be able to mine. I could have just earned the credits, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And bought it in game. All I did was cut a corner. Is all I did. Totally not necessary to do. Just like I'd like to have a 600i exploring vessel for exploring.
Ooh, yeah, those are nice.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy one.
Whatever?
Yeah, I'm not going to buy one for cash. That's I'm not going to spend $475 for one. It's not going to happen. But I will buy one in game.
How much are those? Like
In game, I think they're right at 9 million credits.
Yikes.
So yeah, but see, I could have already bought one if I wanted to. I
How
haven't-
many ships do you have?
I only have 5. I don't have many. In fact, I may only have 4.
So you have so you're saying you have 4 million right now?
Yeah. You know, so it's not that hard to earn. It's just not a priority because I don't not think they're going to wipe again before, you know, if I say I bought one right now. Well, before they're going to wipe these servers again, and when you wipe a server, that means you reset to 0, so everything I've earned gets disappeared. So I'm just not really caring about buying anything until I'm sure they're done with server wipes.
Okay. And why do they server wipe? Is that?
To clean up trash. And I mean trash by bad code, all that stuff. Things that are stored on the servers that no longer need it. You see what I'm saying? They clean the databases up is what the wipes are for. So, and they haven't done a full server wipe, and I don't know, maybe three months. So we have one coming up. Make no mistake about it. And sometimes, though they'll server wipe items, they may not server wipe credits. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I don't spend them and I leave them in the inventory, they may not wipe them. They may wipe items, like if I bought a ship, they're going to wipe those, or armor, or stuff like that, because they're cleaning up bad items. So they'll data wipe that stuff, but they might not, credits they may not wipe. So it just behooves me to hang on to them instead of spend them. And I'm thinking, I have ships here that's going to show up that I don't actually own. I think I got 5. Let's see what I got. Okay, the Titan I don't own an Avenger Titan. I do own a Titan Renegade, so there's 1. I own Gladius Pirate, that's 2. I do not own a Hornet. I do not own a Buccaneer. I do own a Caterpillar, so that's 3 ships. I don't own a Cutlass Red, but I do own an Apollo, but the Apollo's not in the game. This is a loaner for it. So that's 4. Freelancer I do not own. That's a freebie for whatever reason. And I own 5 for Prospector. Right now, this is a free ship because of the Invictus Week. The Aegis Avenger Titan, that's a free ship right now. The Buccaneer is a free ship because I own a Caterpillar. Why, I have no idea. Something about owning a Caterpillar, you get a Buccaneer. So I don't know why that's still true. The Freelancer is a free ship. Everybody has the Freelancer right now for a free ship for however long. So there's a couple right now. The Titan and the Freelancer everybody has as a free ship. So if you were, say you were buying an Aurora starter pack, you would also have an Avenger Titan and a Freelancer in your stable that you could use at all times. Which is handy. Freelancer does really good at claim jumper missions, and they pay 10K a piece. So you do 10 of those, and you done made yourself 100K. And they take about, claim jumper, I guess they take about 20 minutes to complete. Like I say, it just I would tell everybody, start small. Don't waste your money. Find out if you like it. There's enough free ships in the game right now that you can test other stuff out besides your starter package. And like I say, as far as I'm concerned, the most profitable thing in the game with no risk right now is delivery missions. And there are delivery consoles everywhere. As a matter of fact, mobile glass. Mobile glass.
Open Mobiglass. Open Mobiglass.
Mobile glass.
Open Mobiglass.
And you can see the general delivery missions. Well, there's not. Oh, I'm out at this R&R station, so there's not going to be many show up. But if you're at Port Olisar, New Babbage, any place else in the world, there is a list of delivery missions that pay anywhere from 1,800 to 8,000 credits a mission, and there are tons of them. And there are service beacons. You just pick people up. There's investigations. Some of these are really fun. Some of them aren't fun. Bounty hunter missions if you like to dogfight. Mercenary movies, like I say, those are the claim jumper missions I was talking about. And once you start opening things, you'll get personal missions that people want to talk to you. See, here's this will actually be a claim jumper mission from this gal, and it'll actually pay 11K. And once that starts a whole series of missions. You have maintenance missions. Some of them pay more than others, and more mercenary missions. There's always mercenaries. As you can see, some of them pay quite a bit. When you do missions, you want to make sure, unless you want to be an evil character or unlawful character, I guess it is, some of them are illegal. So you want to make sure before you take them they are not illegal, because you'll get a crime stat, and there is a prison in the game. You can go to prison for being a bad guy. You shoot somebody in the back of the head, you're going to prison. So there is that. So, and you can attack innocent people, and you get caught doing it, they will give you a crime stat and send you to prison. So, like I say, there's things you do have to concern yourself. You just can't go around being if you're going to be a criminal, you got to really think it out, because if not, you're going to wind up in prison all the time. Yeah. And I'm not saying you can't be a good criminal. You can be. But you get caught at being a criminal, and they're going to send you to prison. And that means you got to serve your time, whatever it may be. You've got to go to prison and serve your time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's a lot of criminals in the game, don't get me wrong. And the bad ones are complaining. Well, you sent me to prison because I killed somebody. Yeah, you stole somebody's ship and you shot him in the back of the head. You got caught, and you're complaining because you get thrown in prison. Well, your smart guy would have stole the guy's ship and did it somewhere where he wouldn't have got caught, and then you wouldn't have gone to prison. But see, the bad criminals are complaining, and the good ones are just having a field day. So that's how to look at it. But yeah, there are consequences now for being a criminal character. You can't be one. You can't. But if you're not very good at it, you're going to go to prison. So like I say, there's a lot of fun to be had. I just, You just got to be prepared for the frustration that's going to go with it. It's going to be frustrating at times. Sometimes you're going to log in and everything's going to go wrong. You're not going to get anything accomplished. And even though it might not cost you a single credit, it will piss you off. Because you log in to play, of course, and when you're just fighting bugs, it just, yeah, it kind of takes fun out of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes you log in and everything works perfectly. It's just amazing. You're just a state of shock. But yeah, you do it, like I say, I think everybody should do it cheaply and then play it for a bit and see if they can really stomach it. And if the frustration gets to you, I'm a firm believer, just leave it alone. You can always come back in a year. It's going to change. Things are going to get better, hopefully. You know what I mean? And you don't have this big investment involved. People who get in and right off the back buy these expensive ships, and then they complain because they can't play. Well, you know what? That's your own fault for buying that kind of ship, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel for you. You want to play the game, and you know, but you can't. But you should have realized that before you bought that ship. You know, if you have free money, if you have all this surplus money and you don't care, you wouldn't be bitching about it. So obviously you spent something on something you really shouldn't have spent it on.
Yeah.
You know? But everybody gets frustrated with Star Citizen at one time or another. I do. Make no mistake about it. Sometimes they just really piss me off. And it's not that things are buggy, it's just that there's so many stupid things in this game. I mean, just stupid. Just like you weren't on, but I had the Caterpillar out and I took it to make a cargo run with it. Now, I'm standing on the landing pad on one of the moons. The wind started blowing and picked the ship up and blew it off the landing pad. Now, what kind of idiotic dev designed this? Now, here I am standing here. It didn't pick me up and blow me. Now, this Caterpillar is what? Something like 300 meters long, and it picked it up and blew it off the pad, and I'm standing there?
Yeah.
And they claim their physics are realistic. Okay. I mean, it actually picked the ship up and blew it off the pad. And I just, oh my God. Just give me a break. Yeah, that just pissed me off. Okay, that's just shitty programming. That's all that is. You know, stuff like that should not happen. That's not a bug. They programmed that into the game.
Yeah.
I mean, so why would you program such a stupid thing in the game? Well, they didn't mean to. Somebody just didn't check the quality control. You know, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They programmed it and didn't check their work. Because if they'd have checked their work, they'd have found out, oh, wow, the wind blows the ships around. Now, God knows what they weigh, but they won't blow the person around, but it'll pick the ships up.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, that's, like I say, there's all kinds of stuff just like that in this game that you just think, oh my God.
Yeah.
And it could have easily destroyed the ship. You see what I mean? And I could have had it full of cargo when it did it and destroyed the ship. Now, I would have just lost, God knows, 500,000 credits because some programmer didn't check his work. Now, see, stuff like that shouldn't happen. They're supposed to have quality control. Somebody's supposed to be checking these guys. So that's just bad. That's just bad development. Any way you look at it.
They didn't add the psychics to the charators, but put 200 mile in our wines.
I mean, I was shocked. I thought when that happened, I'm standing here right next to the ship. The wind picks up, and I'm standing here.
Blows the ships over.
It blew it over, blew it sideways. Like I say, how it didn't blow the ship up, I don't know. And I'm just, okay. It was hilarious. It really was. And I told them about it. I told them how bad of programmers they were. But they didn't catch that, and it's in the game.
Mhm.
But that's Star Citizen, like I say, they've got some really tacky programming that they just don't check their stuff.
You have to laugh.
Yes, it's just that sad. You have to laugh at it. You know, they make all these claims about how great and wonderful things are, and then you see stuff like that, and you just, okay. Yes, there for a while. I think they fixed it there at Lorville. The hangars in Lorville, you try to land in a hangar, and all of a sudden the wind would pick up and blows your ship up because it slammed you in the side of the wall. Like, okay, yep. And they weren't aware of it when they released it. How can you not be aware of these things? Alrighty, I think I'm going to get out of here for now. I'm getting hungry and I got to get ready to fix lunch for everybody. It kind of sucks.
What do you mean?
Yeah. What time is it here? Yep, 10:32. About time for me to fire up the grill. Jeez. See how it is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, they're going to put me to work. I'd rather play, but I got to work. Okay, everybody, we'll talk at you later. We're going to go ahead and get out of here for now. We'll be back after a while once all the lunch stuff is done. Theoretically.